Hi everyone. So today I want to do a set of nails. I think the last time I did them was in January. I thought I was going to do them more often, but oh well. I am going to use the Prey Gelix system. And whenever I'm using a system, I keep within the system, right? Their primer, you know, the builder gel, the nails, everything. But I don't mind messing around with some different companies like top coats, like for the nail art, right? So, something you really want to keep in mind is that you really want to keep within the system, whatever it is, even down to their lamp, if they have one. Having said that, I don't have the Prey lamp because I have tons of lamps. Really, seriously, I'm not even kidding. I probably have like 10 different UV lamps, and that's with getting rid of some of them after a while. So I am going to use just a Sun UV lamp that actually came from Nail Addict. They don't make it anymore. Nail Addict became, I think, Nail Reserve, and they only have like a mini lamp now. So but a lot of companies have this Sun UV. I have it from several different companies I used to work with, and this is just the one I grabbed right now. But I have the same thing from like Wave Gel and a couple other companies. Looks exactly the same. It's just, this is what it looks like. And actually you can find it now, even lower price, because back in the day these were like $100, $150. I think now they're like 40 or 50 bucks. If there's anything that I use today that I can link for you guys, I will do that. That would be down in the description box, possibly embedded in the video. It just depends on the affiliate program. But that would mean I would make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. So thank you for using them. I know with nail stuff, it can get pretty confusing, so it'd be nice if I could provide links for you guys. With a Prey, I don't believe they have, well, I guess they just started a new affiliate program for themselves. I didn't apply for that. So you can always go to their site. Some of their stuff is available on Amazon. Some of it is available through, YouTube links. It just comes from a different company. I believe it's a nail supplies company that I can link into. Okay. I want this to be a quick video. I have an hour-long video on how to apply your Prey Gelix step by step from the very beginning, both hands, because I'm sure you'd like to see how people do their non-dominant hand or how you do a dominant hand with a non-dominant hand. So you guys can check out that video. In this video, we'll talk about prep a little bit. I'll probably put on the nails by myself, and then maybe I'll come back and show you how to do the thumbs. Just something quick, right? Because it takes a while. Especially if you do a good prep, you have to do a good prep and a good, getting your nails ready and all that kind of stuff. So after I do the Prey system, I'm going to do a little 3D nail art is what I want to do. So I like to do that with acrylic because I don't really have a lot of gel, like builder gels or things like that. And I love making acrylic flowers. So it took me a while to find some white acrylic powder. I have clear and pink and all these different things. Finally, I found this this stuff is old, but it's not going to be really touching my nails because it's going to be on the extension at that point. So I don't mind using like this NSI classic white with some monomer from another company that I'm sure is like Nail Light, which is the one I usually prefer. So we'll talk about that when we get there. I have all these things set aside, and I was deciding what I want to do with my nails over the last few days. So I have things in here that I want to use. I want to put on my gloves. Last time I forgot. I bought gloves specifically for this. Forgot to put them on. So I did grab these guys. I'll use some rhinestones for my flower center. So we'll get to those in a minute. Oh, I've never used these. Gelix extended sizes because I need those. We'll talk about that in a minute. Maybe I'll use this bit. I don't know if I'm going to use an electric file today because really all you want to do is file down around the edges of your nail. Last time I did it with a nail file, so you don't have to have an electric file, but I did pull one out that I bought and I never used, so I'll show it to you in a minute. We're going to need a cuticle pusher, so we'll talk about that in a moment. I'll put this to the side. And these are the things I wanted to paint my nails with. So we're going to have some matte nails. We are going to Sedona, so I want my nails to go with that. So by the time you're watching this, either I'm in Sedona or I'm getting ready to leave. I don't know. And I want to do like a turquoise nail because I figured that'd be very pretty. A bright kind of pink one with the 3D flower. The turquoise one, I'm going to try and make it look like turquoise. We will see. We'll play with that a little bit. And then the rest of them are just going to be like a beautiful kind of nude kind of color. If I still have discount codes with Nail Addict or Madam Glam, it was a long time ago. I doubt I have that right now. Nail Addict, Nail Reserve. I have it more recent, so maybe that'll still work. I'll put it in the description box. A lot of times with these companies, they always have like 50 and 60% off, which you probably prefer. But if it's the same 50% off and you use my code, go for it. It's not really an affiliate. It's just something they did for my channel. But like I said, I don't know if that's still working right now. I don't need these things quite yet. So for each one of these companies, though, I did pull the base and top coats. You don't really need, actually, did I even pull the base coat? You don't really need base coat. Well, I did. If you're putting it on extensions, because extensions are already acrylic, they're already gel, you don't really need to base coat them, but if you want to, that's an option, okay? So I did bring all those things out just in case, but I'll put those over there. this over there because I don't need that yet either. We don't need these things. I will need a little dapping dish for the design. We'll talk about that when we get there. So I'm using the white acrylic with that little dapping dish, and then we're gonna mix a little acetone and monomer so it can be thicker, so you can make your flowers instead of it just kind of running all over the place, right? So some other items you're gonna need are like lint-free wipes. I love these. These are so cute. They're from Make Art or Mech Art, I don't know, but I got them on Amazon, so I'll include a link for you guys. For the 3D nail art, just a small brush. This one says number 2. This is some cheap thing from like Born Pretty store. It's probably 10 years old, so a number 2 is nice. Things like that. You're gonna need files. I always love these 100, 180 like stiff files. I do have this Apres kind of buffer kind of file that came in one of the kits, so I have that to work with. Some things for nail art, for the turquoise looking thing. And this actually came in a kit that was a Beatles kit, and so I just brought it out of there because, you know, a lot of times those Beatles kits come with all kinds of good things. So I was like, oh, I can use that today. So we'll need to use that later on. Let's talk, you're always going to want to wash your hands, get them ready. I still have this nail prep. It's really nice stuff. It's IBD. It's probably, I don't even know how old this is, but it's basically like alcohol and things like that. Yeah, it's alcohol and acetone. It's just a little different than if you were just to use alcohol or just acetone, right? So it's a mix. I think I was gonna say I probably got this at Sally. You can also order it from different nail companies. It's just it's an extra thing. I'll use it. You'll see. You want some alcohol. I love 99% isopropyl alcohol. Yesterday I went to Walmart and I just grabbed some more alcohol. It was 91%, but 99 is the better one. I love this pump bottle that it came in. This is actually from the Dollar Tree, guys. This is just 100% acetone. Back in the day, it was really hard to find acetone, and maybe you can find it at, like, at Sally Beauty. You want the one that, just like this, 100%, no conditioners, nothing like that, acetone, okay? The kind of stuff that dries out your skin. I know. A lot of times when we're talking about nails, people are like, oh, they're so concerned with the UV lamp. They're like, the worst thing is that you soak your fingers in acetone. That's the bad stuff. But anyway, whatever you think of things. Again, everything's safe and do just clean work, you know, that's what we're looking for. So Gel-X, I have my tips. They're nail extensions. They're just ready to go. You're gonna pop them on and they're really great, but you need to pop them on with this stuff. So this is a kit I had picked up. It's their Hello Kitty kit. And I just grabbed this one. Why did I grab this one? I don't even know. I should grab the regular basic black kit. I'll probably do that in a minute because I thought I was using the gel. You know, I have 3 or 4 kits. And if I open one, I like to keep using that so I don't, you know, start mixing and matching and starting the expiration on one bottle when I haven't opened another, or however, right? Or open 2. I just want to show you some things. With the Extend Gel, what they do with a Apres, you have 3 steps. 1 is your bonder. 2 is the primer, and this is for your natural nails. And then 3 is the Gel-X prep, and this is what you're going to use on the tips to get them ready to be used. And then you're going to apply them with, they have several different ways to apply them. I used the Extend Gel last time, I'll probably use that this time, but they do have a new one, the Extend Gel Sensitive, that is HEMA-free. Now you guys can read all about that stuff if it's important to you. You know, for me, obviously we want to take care and just do our best. That's why I don't mind using with gel polishes like off brands, because I always put it on my acrylic on the top of my nail. I don't really use those on my bare nails unless it's a brand I really know, like this, like Apres or, you know, I guess Madame Glam, Sensation Nail, like all these companies that make red carpet nail polishes, then I'll use them on my bare nails. But if it's kind of like a cheaper, like the Beatles ones, I will use them, but it has to go on top of my acrylics, and I don't feel like there's any danger there. If you're concerned with HEMA or MMA or all these, I think it's called MMA, like with the acrylics, right? One other thing I want to show you is that we need to size our tips. So with the system, you need those, at least the first 2, right? The dehydrator and the primer. The third step is kind of an extra if you don't want to etch the nails, you know, but if they come in the kit, you know, you have it. But if you're buying things solo, you need at least steps 1 and 2, and then the Extend Gel or the Extend Gel Sensitive or one of the other myriad of options they have. I want to show you guys this. This came with this kit. It's a Hello Kitty kit. And I actually already made my nails a little shorter. They were pretty long, but I broke my pinky nail, and then this one started cracking down here, so I was like, okay. And for this video, I went ahead and cut them down more. Like this nail, the hole that's supposed to be there, my nail is already yesterday or earlier. It was longer than that. I trimmed it down, but those don't really work. They're just really short cuties. I will say this 00 does fit my thumbnail, which apparently is a big thumbnail because I always have to order extended sizes on my thumb. Super cute nails. They're just natural almond medium, it says. So, I mean, that's kind of short if that's their medium. You will need also a lamp to flash cure. I will say I'm not using a Prey lamp because I don't have an Prey lamp, but I went and looked. Their lamp is 36 watts, and this one, the Sun UV, is 48 watts, so it's quite a bit stronger. I still used it. I used it last time, and maybe I need to tone it down. I don't know. You definitely want to use a lamp that's the same wattage or more than whatever product you're using, because obviously you want a good safe cure. So this is their flash cure, because you're going to put the nail on. We'll talk all about that. Sorry, this intro is already longer than I wanted, and that's just how it goes. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you. I already sized these nails yesterday, so I made myself little notes. Unfortunately, these are the sculpted stiletto medium, okay? And I think these are old school, because I have some of their older sets and I have newer sets of their extensions. So this one has 500 pieces, 11 sizes, and I think the new ones have like 13 or 14 sizes. Sculpted, okay? So they're tighter. And unfortunately, the biggest one does not fit on my thumbnail. And they don't make sculpted medium stilettos in 000 for some reason. I don't have them. Look how it's too small. Oh my gosh, I don't know if it will focus. Hello. Okay. There's a lot on each side left, okay? That's not good. You need it to go side to side. So I had ordered natural stiletto medium. Natural is a different kind of curve, right? So these are flatter. They're much flatter. I can tell just by looking at it. It's so flat. And then this is like the sculpted. They're just tighter, I don't know if you can see how this is flat up here and this is much more round. But since they don't make the stiletto, I had to order these guys. And now these are way too big. So I probably could have got a 00 natural stiletto medium, and it probably would have been good, even though the 00 sculpted is too tight. But this is the next size up, and they are hanging way off. I mean, they're touching my skin. So we have to do a little bit of work on that. So let me size out. I'm going to grab 2 of these. Again, you need them to be exactly the size of your finger, and if they're not, because again, these are squared off at the bottom, they are kind of like that, and maybe yours are more round. See how this is round? And this one's kind of more squared off. This one's a little more round. So everyone's nails are a little bit different. So we're going to mess with that in a minute. So I already sized these out. These are the size I thought I needed. Now I look at it, a lot of times I'll second guess myself. My pointer, I said 4. And basically it should fit sidewall to sidewall. And that one fits perfectly that way. So, all right. So I'm going to size these guys out. And again, if they don't fit, you can trim them a little bit. But I'll be right back. Yeah, so because the newer sets have like middle size, like this 5 is touching my skin, but when I go to 6, it's a little small, but it should be okay. You're not trying to force it onto your finger. You want it to fit nicely, and to be honest, I feel like I would have to force that one. That's what's so hard. I really didn't want to have to spend a lot of time prepping these, but to be honest, I feel like I need to go with the 5. Okay. So, see, I changed my mind in real time here. So, all right, so we have these. I haven't prepped my nails or anything yet because I'm going to do some work with these guys because we need to. So let me close up just a little bit. And this thumb is way too big. I already know that. So I need to take off on both sides quite a bit. So I'm just going to take my file. You can do this with an e-file, but I need to remove quite a bit of the sidewall on this one down towards the base. And this one too. So these nails are made in a way that they should be thinner here, the plastic, than at the tip, which is really nice. And then you use that step 3 to make them really soft. And so they mold to your finger a little better. And that's, cool. See, that's better already. I feel like I take a little more off, maybe even a little higher up. And I can definitely use the 100 side, the grittier side. So with files, the higher the number, the softer the filing grit is, so 100, 180 is nicer. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. And then again, the squareness of it is pretty good. I think that's all right. So I'm going to take just a little bit off. So I'm going to file the second one to be the same. We just did the pinky, and the pinky also needs a little bit off the ends, off the sides here. So I'll take a little bit off. And then if you need to round them, square them, whatever makes it fit your nail better, then do that too. So that's not bad. Okay. And that one just needed a little bit, right? So it's better to have it large and take a little bit off than too small and it wants to pop off your nail because it's not really fitting right. And, you know, obviously we all want graceful nails to be a little smaller, you know, a little tighter and all that, but sometimes it might look a little bulkier than you like. But again, you can also file until you're happy, right? So I just need to take a little bit off of those. That's pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, and then what I meant by, like, if you need to file the nail to fit the roundness of your finger, like the shape, like let's say my ring finger, that's not too bad, to be honest. Mine's a little bit rounder though, so down here at the bottom, I'm going to take a little bit off and just round it out instead of it being so square. Okay, so just make it fit your nail, whatever it is that you like. Also, if you're already doing this, you can take a time to even take a little bit more off of this to make it more flat. Because even though they are skinny, there's still some bulk, and you're going to have to do this anyway later, so you might as well do it when it's in your hand. That's how I see that. That's my thought on that, you know? See, that's a little better. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to kind of prep the nails and do some of this work. And I know, you know, you're just like, oh, you just pop them on. Yeah, but there is some prep work that's going to make them nicer for you. So I'm just making this one a little more round according to my nail. And again, taking a little bit of the thickness off already. And I'll do that to all of them. So when you come back, they're going to look kind of scraped up, but don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, and then I go around, just make sure, you know, when you're filing that much off, it might have curled under. See that? So you want to get rid of that because obviously you don't want that stuff. All that bit that we just took care of. Oh, I didn't get the rest of the top of this. And I turned my mat over so that I wouldn't get a bunch of powder. So I do have a little vacuum, you know, like to put your nails over while you're doing all this stuff. I don't hardly use it until I go to remove them, right? That's a different story. This is very low amounts of dust everywhere. Okay, so they're all sized out, ready to go. I do have like a towel under here and then these cool kind of like little towels that you can get like at Sally or places like that. So, I always wash my hands. I take my cuticle pusher. My nails don't have any polish on them. If they did, I would take care of that. Gently push back your cuticles. Recently, I've been seeing all this stuff about Russian manicures. Ooh, okay. Take the other side, scrape away that dead skin. If you like using a cuticle remover, you know, great. That's not my favorite because I feel like that adds like oil and grease or whatever to your nails before you go to put this on. And you really don't want that stuff, but if that works for you, then, you know, go for it. And then, again, I'm just really making sure that dead skin, because that is definitely going to cause lifting, right? So I haven't done this in a long time, so there's a lot of stuff coming off. That's not my nail. That's just little dead cuticle stuff that's stuck on there. And I always forget the name of it. But anyway. And it can go up your whole nail. It just depends on when's the last time you did this kind of thing. So, and then after this, people rough up their nail. Now, I am very careful with my nails. I've been doing my own nails, like this kind of thing for like, I don't even know how old am I, 47 now, 30 years, 29 years, and I grow my nails real well. They're super thick, they're sturdy, you know, I don't know. So this is how I prep my nails. I'll just show you the one because I don't want to keep you here too long. I use a little yellow buffer because all you want to do is just take the shine off your nail and get it a little bit porous, ready to go, okay? And then usually after this, I wipe my nails off, but that's why you have the other, you know, numbers 1, 2, and 3 and all that kind of stuff. But I will still, just because I don't like having like dust all over my nails, I'll still take this guy and wipe it down with a little alcohol when I'm done. So my nails are going to look really bad because they're going to look really dry until we're like done, okay? Because I don't want to go wash them right now or add moisture. That's it. That's how I prep my nails. And I'll do that for all of them. Okay, guys, so my nails are prepped. They're all prepped, ready to go as far as that part. Again, I had said I would use my spray. Really, this is just a spray on your hands, keep everything nice and sanitary. It's not the biggest deal. You don't need this. I am going to put on my gloves because last time I just totally forgot. I will say these are really snug and they were turning my fingers almost like a pinkish purple color. So like on my thumb, it's great, but this, you really got to pull them down. I also have sunblock on my hands already. But of course, you're kind of getting rid of a lot of that as you're working. And I don't care if these are just up here. I just really want to cover up, you know, this much, right? So I'm going to get those on. And I'm going to go ahead and apply my 4 I always do this hand, and then the thumb separately. So I'm going to apply those, and what I normally do is I apply my nails, this kind of thing, using my non-dominant hand first so that I don't have any nails or anything bothering me as I apply them. And then I apply with my dominant hand the other ones. But I'll come back and we'll do thumbs together because I know this video is already taking forever. But I'm going to go through all the steps, 1, 2, 3 on that guy, and then finally 4 with a little bit of flash cure. But again, we will come back and talk about that together. I will have this sitting here because I need it to just be on. You can press it every time, or you can turn it on when you need to use it, okay? But we'll talk about that in just a moment. So let me get these other nails on, and then we'll together do a couple of nails. Okay guys, so I did show you a little fast forward of what I was doing, but okay. So nails are prepped and ready, right? We did all the stuff, push back your cuticle there. Again, be gentle. You're not trying to remove that, or some people like to pick it off, go ahead. Mine look kind of messed up because I don't really like to cut them off. I think I used to in the past, but I'm just like, I'm over that. So if you like to, go ahead, but just be very gentle with them. They are part of your skin system here that keeps, bacteria and bad things out of your body. So, okay. So again, I'll do them both at the same time. Just step 1, your pH bonder. You're supposed to let that dry for like 10 seconds though, to be honest. I think, I don't know if it says that on here, but you're supposed to wait a little bit. I usually just go in and go to the next thing, but and then it also tells you with the primer, I think you're supposed to let it dry for like 45 seconds before you do other things, which is fine because we're going to put some of this guy on. This is step 2, your primer. And again, I stay with the same system. I'm not mixing and matching things from Beetles or Model 1s or something else or anything else. I always stick with the system because they're made to work together, right? You want everything to be nice and safe. So again, 45 seconds or so, but we are doing some different things. I'm not going to do that yet. In the first video, I don't know if you saw, I started prepping the nail. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. I got to put on my base coat. So Extend Gel. Base coat. Thin. This is like nail polish. It's thick, but what I'm saying is you need to apply it thinly. You're not looking to make the thickest thing, but, whatever. If you're using sculpted nails and your nails are a little on the flatter side, you might want to do this step twice. Go ahead and apply some. Cure for 30 seconds, apply some more before you go in and apply here, because if you put a really thick coat, it's possible that you're going to get a heat spike. I didn't feel any heat spike, and everything was great. So there you go. But my nails are a little more rounded. They're not super flat. And again, remember, these are the natural. The other ones are sculpted. And this is the only thing I could get that was big enough to fit my thumbs. So I'm going to wait for that to kind of level out a little bit. Go ahead and put these in your lamp for 30 seconds, okay? And I'll just show you. I put them in like this, so they're both facing up. Okay, 30 seconds are up. So now they look nice and shiny. I'm not going to touch them. Let's go ahead and prep our nail. So it feels like there's nothing on there, but you can start seeing it starts melting. Basically what you're doing with this is melting that plastic so it's more pliable. It'll adhere to your nail really nice. You're supposed to etch it so much that the little number that's on the inside there goes away. You can definitely do this with a nail file if you prefer, but I mean, it's easy enough to do that. I didn't probably get enough products. My nails are long. I mean, really, they are underneath here, so I need a little more product. To fill that in, and then also leave yourself a little reservoir. You don't want to create bubbles. It happens, and I've seen videos from, you know, Acrylic themselves where they have bubbles and they leave it, but you don't really want bubbles. Okay, so I'm going to turn that over. And hopefully I made this thin enough for my nail to fit. And then you start at the very back and you pivot towards the front. And I can see I did not put enough, so let me put a little more. Like I said, I knew this was a long nail, a lot of surface also. So I'm just going to add a little more. There's a bubble right there. I'm going to try to pop that before I move on. There are going to be some smaller bubbles, and maybe that's not worth taking the time to try popping, but okay, so back at the cuticle, push all that little gel forward to the tip of your nail. That was much better. Okay, and you know what? I didn't pay attention to if it's straight. I hope it's straight. You really don't want this stuff curing on your fingers. So what I do is I'll give it a good 5 seconds, kind of going here and here. You're supposed to give like a 10-second cure. And if I see any spillage, I try to pick that up before I have to move on. So I can see some clear stuff here. If I can pick it off, if it hasn't dried yet, I prefer that. You know, if you're doing somebody else's nails, obviously you can take care of this before you go to set it. But when you're holding it yourself, it's almost impossible. I mean, it's going to set a little bit. So you try to not have spillage, right? I mean, that's basically it. Okay, let's finish that. Flash cure, I think it's pretty good because it's going to stay. The reason you don't want bubbles underneath either is, like, if you know, water can condense under things. So even though water's not going to get to it, it can start making its own humidity in there. And then maybe you're going to have some greenies, right? Something's going to start creating. But that's why we want to really take care of the nails, clean them really, really well before you start any of this. But that's the problem with bubbles. So if you have some little ones, fine. But if you have bigger bubbles, you really want to get rid of those. And this is on a timer. It does go to sleep after a few minutes, which is fine. But you want, I think that should be enough. Let's see. I hope. And so again, we'll try that. Oh, actually, let me turn this on because I like to do that while. Try this again, get that there, push, push, push towards the front. That was enough. Perfect. Wonderful. Again, hopefully it's straight. That breathes up a little bit. Oh yeah, not too bad. Okay, I do have some spillage on this one too, which is kind of funny. This is a more perfect amount, but there is a little something out here. Okay. Guys, this is basically it. I mean, it's staying. I don't really have to keep flash curing it. Now at this point, I'm going to put both these in for the full 30-second. Again, like this, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, I mean, that is it. So again, you do need to do some prep. I mean, it's better than all the other stuff you have to do when you're like doing your own nails. But okay, so I'll come in with my file with the 100 side and just kind of don't destroy your laterals, but, you know, make sure nothing's sticking in there. Just like you do with any other nails, just crisp it up a little bit. You know, you're going to want to rough up the top so that your gel polish will stick. These are stilettos, so stilettos should be pointy. I feel like these are a little less than pointy, but that's all right. So again, I go around, I do that. And when I do with my non-dominant hand, for my dominant hand, generally I hold this and I move this hand, you know. That's normally what I do. If I go back and forth with this hand, fine. But if not, I'm moving this hand, well, this is where it needs to be, you know. So we got that. Okay. You want to shape it. You're going to want to go around the very inside of the nails just to make sure they're nice and flush, right? So nice and get that going. Again, you can go around there with some acetone if you need to. Some people like to take a little acetone on a brush to seal that edge. I don't know if it really does anything, but I kind of flanned out these nails pretty well. Remember, I had scuffed them up on the outside to thin them out. And we use the Gel X prep, so the cuticle area should be pretty good. And then of course you're going to take the shine off. So you can do that with a buffer. You can do it with that file if you wanted. But basically all your nails need to be shaped the way you want them, taking care of the cuticle area. If there's anything else you need to do here, you know, go ahead and do that. And I'll do that to all 10 fingers and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I am done. And normally, I wash my hands. I think right now I'm going to, just because I don't want to take the gloves off and put them back on, let me see how it looks. If I'm just using alcohol and getting in there, because there's going to be a lot of little powder everywhere. I think I'll be okay with that. So I'm going to clean them all off and I'll be right back. Okay, so I still have my UV lamp. Obviously we need that in the next second here. I should have closed these things up because of course we're going to like knock one over. I have several of these. I need to write on here like this is the one that's open because that's scary. Okay, so I'm going to use these things in just a little bit. But again, if you want to use base gel, go for it. What happens with base gel if you put it on, I mean, obviously it helps out, but your nails will get thicker and less like pointy and nice. Like if you want that sharp edge, you know, you're going to have to reestablish it afterwards. So it's just another coat that you don't need. So let me grab the colors I want. So I'm going to use this Nail Addict Oh Honey. I have not used this Madame Glam in a very long time, so I'm going to make sure it hasn't separated. For right now, let's see. Not too bad. It looks okay. All right. With the Nail Addict, I'm going to do a top coat of just matte, because I think it's going to look awesome, like a suede kind of look, sandy, you know. With this guy, I'm going to try to make it look like turquoise, and with this one, we're going to do some flowers. So this one looks like it's a little bit separated. You can tell by the clear is separated from the color. Okay, so I guess we should just have them all open because basically we're going to do them all. And again, top coat, I mean base coat, no base coat, whatever you want. I'm going to take this one and bring it down in here. The whole point of these guys is to get safe cures. So basically thin layers that you will do, like build up 2 or 3 coats, okay? So I'm looking at the nail and just making sure that I have that polish all the way down. I do not, so I'm going to get some closer to the very edge cuticle. Okay, that looks good. And then it settles in, right, as it's sitting there. So I'm not going to bore you guys, but again, just take these guys. And then the Oh Honey I'm going to put on the pinky, pointer, and thumb. If you get any on your skin, definitely clean it off with a little acetone on a little Q-tip, or like one of those little makeup applicator things, or scrape it away. Again, I'm not looking for thick coats, so I'm going to wipe some of that off. And I do one hand at a time. Okay, so I'll do the same thing for these two with the brown. Okay, so I have those colors on, and they are all 30-second cures, so I'm just going to put my whole hand in for the 30 seconds. I will say, I usually do my thumbs separately, but I don't know why I didn't do that this time. But my whole hand fits in the lamp. I just like to do my thumbs separate, but oh well. I will say, when you're not doing your thumbs separately, you're going to want to make sure that your thumb is like as flat as it can be so that the angle the light comes in here. If it's like this whole bottom section may not get much light on it. Okay, I'm going to do a second coat of all the colors. So just like I did before, second coat and put it in the lamp for 30 seconds. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to have to start thinking about it because I just want to top coat the brown ones. I will say this brown is much more yellow than I wanted, but that's okay. I want it more sandy, but okay. And I'm going to do that with a matte top coat. I want to go ahead and top coat the pink one, which is just going to be your regular top coat. Where is it? Right here. What is this one? Okay. And then with the turquoise one, we're going to do something fun. So I actually need my base coat for that one. So I do have blooming gel. You can use it. You can apply another blue coat, but what I want to do, we'll see how it turns out. So, okay. So for the pink one, just the top coat. This is so crazy. Top coat. Okay, let's make sure we're doing the right one. And I'll do this on the other hand, of course, but so just the top coat on that. That was a little bit too dry. Again, thin coats for everything. Thin coats, everybody. That's what you want. And if you go to remove the sticky layer, I don't remember if this one has a sticky layer, if it's non-wipe, and the color comes away, that means it's not cured correctly. Soak the whole thing off, at least try to get it off, because I know you don't want to soak off your extension at this point, but you might have to. Base coat. Actually, funny enough, let's do the base coat one last, because we're going to do a little artwork that I probably should have had everything ready for. So this is our matte top coat. I'm going to put it on all three of the brown nails. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I have some black polish here and some gold polish here. I'm going to put a little bit of this black here. Now this does have a brush, a thin liner, and so I mean we could use that. Well, maybe we'll do it. Okay, let's see how it goes. So for the blue nail, I'm going to use, like I said, base coat, just because if I use top coat it might just finish off, and you don't want that. You want this base coat to help you float some color, so I'm just going to use base coat again on the blue nail. Oopsie. Ooh, this one is old. I might have to go replace it. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. It had some hard pieces. That's not what you want to see. But anyway, I'm just going to apply some of this. Again, thin coats. Okay? And I'm going to take this black one to make it look like turquoise. Oh, and that's... Oh, okay. We don't want that to happen. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. I just want a little bit of that. You're going to kind of float this into the base coat. Okay? And it's going to act like blooming gel, and just whatever you want, because obviously this is supposed to look like turquoise. And so what that does is it softens it. So instead of just being a harsh black line, now I have these little bit softer black lines, okay? I think that looks really good. If you want to put some white in here with it too, you know, go for it. I'm going to add a little gold and a little black in the next one. So right now, these are all top coated other than this one that we're playing with. 30 seconds. That's crazy. As soon as I put my hand in the lamp, within 2 seconds, the matte coat went matte. That is awesome. Yeah, that's not too bad. I started about an hour ago and have one hand done, essentially, other than finish up some of this little artwork. Okay, so this guy is done. It feels sticky, so I have a feeling we need to go ahead and take some alcohol and clean that off. I don't remember feeling sticky before, but it felt sticky, so I'm going to wipe it down, even though it seems counterintuitive. Okay, this guy is also sticky. It's like an oily feel, so we're going to take that off, so it's definitely not a non-wipe top coat. This guy is not done yet, so what I'm going to do now is take that same black liner. I was going to put some color down and then use some brushes, but you know what? This looks really good. So I'm going to take this liner. Ooh, and add a little more, like some darker lines. Now you still want this to be kind of thin and kind of crackled out. I'm just gonna do a little bit, guys. We're not trying to add too much more, because I really love the way it looks like it's all hazy over here. But you also want it thin. That's the other thing with this stuff. The reason I'm saying that is because when you go to cure it for 30 seconds, if it's too thick, it's not going to cure nicely, and that will be problematic. So there's that. I am actually going to take a little bit of this off because I feel like that's too thick. And then, you know, just let it have some fun. And this is just a cuticle pusher, guys, that I'm now using as a implement here. Just kind of mess with this a little bit, thin it out. Okay. And I'm also going to take a little bit of the gold. Now this one I will put down. That's why I brought these brushes out, which I haven't opened yet because I'm a silly girl. This hand is essentially done. You're just going to decorate. So you can do whatever you need to do. I'm going to take this guy. I'll take this thinner brush one. The other brush I think would work well too, but I should have had this ready to go. Okay. So get some of this gold polish. Just put it down right there. And you don't need very much. That's probably too much, and I'm just wasting it at that point, but that's okay. So I'm going to grab some of this gold. And this is a very easy design to do on both of your nails because it's not like super difficult, you know? It can look like anything. It can look like a mess and it'll still look nice. So I'm just getting some gold and adding it here and there for our little turquoise look. And again, you could add some white if you feel like you need that in there. Okay. something like that. And I'm kind of brushing it a little bit, making it a little softer. Maybe there's a lot of black. I probably should have gone with less black here, but I can still do and kind of pick some of that up and get rid of it. Okay, hold on. Still a little too much black. Let's take that off. Okay, that looks better. And then just a little gold in there, here and there. Okay, so really I only have to put this finger in for 30 seconds. That's what I'm going to do. Sorry, it's a middle finger, but there you go. All right, 30 seconds. Okay, and that was Madame Glam, so I'm going to go ahead and use my top coat on that. The Madame Glam top coat. And then we'll take a look. I'll go ahead and do the other hand, and then we'll do our 3D nail art that we still have to do. Again, thin coat. Okay. 30 seconds in the lamp. Okay, guys, so I need to grab another little cleaner because the other one got stuff all over it. Alcohol. Again, that's just alcohol I showed you guys at the beginning. Let's go ahead and swipe that down. And that is my little turquoise nail with the just kind of like a suede kind of look, sandy look. And then we're going to do a flower on here. I mean, if you want to do some tribal art, that'd be really cool. This hand is essentially done. So what I'm going to do is take my glove off because it's cutting off circulation to my fingers. I'm not even kidding. They feel really cold. And I'm going to go ahead and do my non-dominant hand. Again, whenever I do this, just carefully. That's all I do. Just carefully polish. I mean, I would show it to you, but there's just a lot of time that, okay, let me just do one. How about that? So a lot of times I will even dip my brush, you know, get it ready with my dominant hand. Then I bring it over, and that's the pink one, is this guy. And same thing, just be careful. And I'm kind of moving my hand where it needs to be, other than moving like this side to side. So if that makes sense. And again, nice thin coat. I'll do all the nails, everything that you just saw me do, I'll do on this hand. And that's it, I just take my time with it. All right, I'll be back. Okay guys, I mean, it looks like a mess, but that's what it looks like, and we are done. So I just need to take that sticky layer off of this guy, and that's it. So I will say, in some of the videos for the Gel-X, they do put a top coat on the bottom because it stays sticky, but I don't feel like this is sticky, but maybe I don't feel it because of my nails. So, you know, you can always clean it up with a alcohol wipe, or you can put a non-wipe top coat under your nails for whatever spillage that came out at the tip. But that's that, guys. I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're going to do our little flowers, okay? All right, well, so you always want to take care of your tools, so I'm just cleaning this guy off with a little alcohol. If you want to use alcohol and acetone, you know, whatever, but clean that guy off. I tell you guys, this stuff smells so bad. I was just looking, I'm like, where's my, even the monomer I used last time, I'm pretty sure I did some 3D art last time. I don't know. So anyway, I found another one. This stuff is ancient, my monomer. I'm not going to buy anything new because I don't use it as much as I used to. I'm going to cut this, I guess, in the corner. I just need a couple of these little rhinestones. And, you know, I don't even know. I got these probably from Nailites or somewhere decades ago. I just need two, but I'll put that one away later. Let's not mess with that. Again, just white acrylic powder. Nothing to write home about. And I'm sorry that it's such a messy little area here, but you know what? I'm not going to waste another one just so it looks nice and neat, which is great, but that's okay. So we have this guy. We are going to want to use a little acetone. And I'm, you know, half and half for whatever you can eyeball. So I don't need that much because we're just making a couple little things. So that's just a little bit. But again, I have plenty of acetone to, like, not care about how much I use at a time. I'm just grabbing one from this jar. I keep it in here. I have more acetones, but I keep them in here so that I don't have to smell them. Literally did not smell it until I opened the thing. Omega liquid monomer, and again, this stuff is probably ancient, but I'm not using this on my natural nails, so I don't really care. I'm just going to put as much of this as I did the acetone, or more or less. Okay, so generally 50-50, and again, you want that so you can control your beads. I'm going to put this away, even though it doesn't really matter at this point. Got some on my hand, not a big deal. I love Nail Light's Omega Acrylic. They have different lines. If you're looking for acrylic, Omega is a really great one. Nail Light is the company. They're out of Florida, I believe. So anyway, let's get a little closer. Let's dip this guy, get it ready to go. Yeah. So there are some glitter bits in there from the last time I used this. Okay, I plan to make like a flower here that goes this way and down. So we will see how it goes. So let's get a little of that. Let's let this bead come to consistency. That's kind of small. Ooh, not my favorite. Okay, I'm gonna put that right here. Nope, too dry. Okay, let's do it again. Maybe I don't wipe that off. That one was too dry. Okay. Not great. I haven't done this in a very long time, guys. So I'm gonna let it sit for just a second, and then I'm just gonna start with my brush just kind of pointed on its side. We can start making like a little flower, and it depends on how you want your flowers made. Maybe something like that. You can also squish it down a little more with the body of the brush. Again, I haven't done this in a very long time, so forgive me. I'm going to put a rhinestone in here. I can put it now just for reference, but I'm going to go ahead and put it at the end. Again, I'm not going to wipe that off too much because apparently I probably put a little too much acetone in this. And I'm going to put another one like right here. Okay, and I don't have to wait too long. I think I waited too long the first time, so let me start again with my brush kind of like as a chisel, pushing this flower open this way, and you can kind of go like that and maybe squish it out if you want. I think that looks actually really cute. Probably should have made this one a little more curved. But that's okay. After like a few seconds, it's like impossible to move anymore. That's what the acetone does, and it helps you form your little flowers. Okay, so these next ones can be smaller, so maybe a little less. Oh, not that much less. That was too little. Okay, let's get this guy. Pick this guy up. I'm going to put it right here. And it can be the same kind of pretty shape. See this one, I got a little too wet. Or you can just kind of do this kind of thing. Or you can go ahead and make it pretty like the other ones. That kind of thing. Right? It can be rounded. It can be more flouncy. I'm going to do another one. What is going on? Again, I haven't done these in a minute, so I feel like that's too much. Hold on. Also, this NSI stuff might have separated because I feel like it's very translucent. You don't want to get them together, so I'm going to clean that up. And again, ooh, there's a tiny little petal here, just so that it has some different, something different. They don't all have to be the same, so that was my plan, that guy would be little. Not that little. Okay. Let it come to consistency. That's why I'm not messing with it. Just letting it get shiny and completely saturated there with the monomer. And then there's another little petal. And again, you can control your leaves, well, it could be a leaf. That could be a leaf too. The way I'm making it, it looks kind of like a leaf. You can definitely come in here with something green and make something like that. But you can control the size of your petals there. Okay, so we have this guy ready. Okay, I'm going to take a little of this. Take a little ball. Doesn't have to be that big. I'm going to put it right in the center of this guy. Maybe not. That was too dry. Let's do it again. And then we can pick up, oh, the rhinestones usually want to come up with the monomer. This might not be okay. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I need to grab it. I need to use it right away. Usually they come up when you have the monomer on there. There we go. Oh. I didn't get any tweezers out. Even though I do have tweezers here in front of me, so I'm going to have to handle that. And push it down with my hand because I let that dry too long. And that's my little flower. So hopefully you like it. And again, these are very old school flowers we used to do. So if you feel like that's too old school, you know, fine. If you want to add more, going up and down, another one here. I mean, whatever it is that you want, but that's all I was planning on doing. So for this hand, again, look, I'll get it ready. I'll dip it here. I'll transfer it to my dominant hand. It's on the inside, right? Okay. So maybe this time I start with this one. And I'm just going to let it come to consistency. Trying to eyeball if they're hopefully in the same spot. And I try to control it as well as I can with my non-dominant hand, okay? I'm sorry, right now it drives me nuts when people make videos and they only do the one hand because it's easy, obviously, when you're using your dominant hand, do the one hand. But it's like, no, people want to see you do both. Okay, so again, I'll dip it in here. Pick up my bead. This one's a little bit larger, right? Go ahead and sit that down. Let that come to consistency. And again, work it as best I can with my non-dominant hand. And make it a little wider, or whatever it is you want to do. But yeah, try to do as much as you can, obviously. Okay. Make it a little more flouncy, a little pointier. There we go. All right, and I'll do the other ones with the dot in the center. We'll say the other thing is when you're making them angled, you want to, you know, angle them. Don't just have them going straight forward or just all facing out. You know, you see how I'm making this one to the left. This one was out this way. This is really fun. Honestly, I haven't done nails in so long, and then it reminds me of like why I like to do nails. You know, they can be wild, they can be a little more demure, especially since I just, you know, work from home and I can do whatever I like, but I don't do anything crazy with my hair or anything really. But this is one thing that I really do love and I want to do more of. But thanks for hanging in there, guys. I know these videos can get really long. Okay. Oh, see, I didn't get ready for the center again, but oh well, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna put that right in there. And I mean, you can top coat the whole thing. You can do this and then top coat so everything's shiny, but I like leaving it not shiny. What is going on? I don't know why these used to just pick up when you have something like wet like that. There we go. Okay, this is a little bit scary because I can see that. I'll do it this way. It's still a little wet, a little wetter than... Oh my goodness, stay there. Okay, there you go. Now again, I'm going to push into it. We want that little white acrylic to go around the edges because it looks cute. There we go. Okay, and that was my second hand. Okay, so I'm going to clean up and we'll take a look. You know, I did my best. It might not be as flouncy as the first one, but there you go. Not too bad. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, as I'm cleaning up, I just kind of let this monomer pour into this really big towels, and I actually have two of them layered. Like I said, I used to buy these at Sally's. I get them from Nail Light also. You can also clean this out, of course, and throw that away. Okay, well, I hope everything came out okay because I just realized my camera was still recording. That means I probably didn't press record. Oh, I don't know what happened. Hopefully I got everything. So we are all done. I'm just going to put on, I went ahead and washed my hands. Again, if you like to use a little scrubber, you know, do that. I just skipped that step because I was wearing those gloves and I didn't want to go wash my hands. But I'm going to use this beautiful Summer Touches cuticle oil. Shake the bottle, it says, before you use the serum, okay? It looks really cool. And it came in my little Hello Kitty kit. I'm pretty sure, look, it looks all milky now when you shake it. And they say it's not just a cuticle oil because it's a serum, okay, guys? It's a little bit different. And it smells really nice. So that is it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have images coming up, links as, you know, available and appropriate in the description box. Again, possibly embedded in the video. And I will see you all at the next one. But I am pretty happy with the way these turned out. All right. See you. Bye now. Oh, you know, before I really finish up, I will say these were the sculpted medium stiletto, and these are the natural. And it is a little wider, but again, my thumbnail is a little wider. I probably would like this to be a little more tapered, and maybe next time I would do that. But it does have a different look, right? So just some, excuse me. So it does have a different look. So just, I want to show you guys that's something to think about, okay, as you're ordering these guys if you're interested.